Hey folks, Alex here, 9 to Freedom. So glad you could join me in today's video. We are going to talk about the dividends that we got on week 28. If you've been following this channel, I document my journey on earning dividends, investing in high yield ETFs such as YieldMax, Roundhill, NEOS, and I'm doing weekly performance on what I'm getting, what I'm investing, how I'm reshuffling the portfolio. So that's everything that I'm doing on this channel. So glad you could join me today. And really, the moral of what we're trying to do here, right? We are trying to build a passive machine that can replace our 9 to 5 eventually. We're living out of our brokerage account, paying down our loans, and eventually using this as income to replace our jobs. Now, obviously, a lot of this has a risk, so none of this is financial advice. Stick around if you like this kind of content, and let's get started. So, week 28, I can't believe it's been almost 30 weeks since I've started doing this. And ever since I started investing in these dividends, I started this channel. So, at the beginning of January, and we're almost at 1,600 subscribers. So, welcome everybody who is new to this channel. So glad you've been subscribing, commenting. I'm really enjoying the interaction. And if you're still watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. That really helps this channel and encourages me to continue to document my journey. Okay, let's talk about what's going on in the market. So, market was very green, folks. In beginning of the week, we had S&P 500 was doing very nice, and on Friday, we had a little bit of a pullback, and then it corrected itself. But as you can see, we're kind of low from the all-time high on Friday at the market open, and some of these funds actually came out to be negative. So we're going to talk about that. Let's take a look at the portfolio here. So this is my portfolio for those folks who are new. Now this did change since my last video, so I'm going to talk about that. But basically, folks, right now I just have these accounts. Okay, I just have these ETFs. I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I just have a call option on this one. So don't worry about that. But this is what I'm sitting on right now. Okay. As you can see here, and I'll zoom in a little bit, I got into Ulti. I got 25,000 shares of Ulti. This is very risky play. I'm being very bullish and very optimistic on what's going to happen to Ulti. And this fund is, it has some history on it. There's been a lot of buzz, a lot of volume, and folks getting into this fund in the past month. So July has been very heavy with buys on this fund. But this is from YieldMax, and it holds over 100 different funds that they do call options on, and all sorts of stuff. We can just pull this up real quick here for those folks who are new. So Ulti, yeah. So I mean, right now it's paying around 84%, which is just ridiculous. But they basically pick the funds they want to, the stocks that they want to trade on for that week. And last payment we got on Friday was over 10 cents a share. So this is a weekly payer, and it's been really cool. So that's one of the reasons I decided to go more heavy into it. Now, I don't know. I might be a little bit crazy on this right now. Hopefully this doesn't burn me. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. QDTE, this is a position I have $28,000 on. I lowered my position slightly in order to get more into Alti. And as you can see here, Alti I'm up over 1%, QDT I'm up over 3%. BTCI, this one's from NEOS. I'm up almost 11% on this one because Bitcoin's been on a rally. This one pays around 28% per month. It's been a very nice performer. Had a slight pullback, 1% pullback on Friday. Now, Misty, folks, this one, I had lots of shares beginning of this week, or last week, I guess. I had like over 2,600 shares of Misty. Now, I decided to unload some of it so that I could get it into Ulti. And I'm really glad I did, because we had a 5% drop on Friday. MSTR had a sell-off. I'm not sure what the reason behind it was. If you guys know, leave some comments. Let me know why the sell-off that happened here. But look at this. We went from 452 at open on Friday down to 423. So that was a huge sell-off on MSTR and MSTY. We actually had a slightly less pullback, so only 5% down on MSTY. Now, I had, like I said, over $60,000 in MSTY, so I'm glad I unloaded a lot of it, and I did, I took $1,300 hit here on Friday, but I'm still up over 1.5% on this fund, so that's good. Okay, XCTE, this one I've had around the longest. I've also lowered my position to get more into Alti. I'm really trying to capitalize on that high payout that they're having. I don't know if this is going to bite me or not. If you think it's going to bite me, leave a comment. Okay, SMCY, this is another one I've had around the block for a while. A very small position, $4,500. I'm just waiting for this to claw back. And looks like we had a red day on Friday as well. So overall, folks, Friday I was down $1,400 in this account. Now, as you can see here, for those folks who are new, this value right here, this negative $111,000, this is what I'm holding on margin. And I have right now $158,000 of my own money. Now, if you watch my previous videos, I usually float around $160,000. Now, that's kind of like my my safe spot that I want to be in. I want to hold around $160,000, and then I'm taking everything off the top in order to pay off my debt. Now, what happened was, over the course of this week, I've taken out 3 distributions. And those distributions were, the first one I took out on Monday, it was $3,600. Next one I took out, I believe that was Tuesday, that was $3,000. And then I took another one on Thursday, another $3,600. So I took over $10,000 out of my portfolio to pay down my debt. And Friday we had this red day, so this went down by $1,400. Now, if we account that, okay, if we account this balance going down, that means I've actually made over $8,000 in the week. $8,700 I'm up on since last week. So that is very good to know that this stuff is actually working right now. And really, we're keeping an eye on our NAV, right? We don't want to go into the red. Like when I see this red, this is not good, but I see it's climbing back, okay? XDT, I bought it in the wrong time, and it's been slowly clawing back as this S&P 500 is coming up. So glad to see that. Now, SMCY, this is only focused on one fund, and unfortunately, I got into it right before the tariffs, and it took a huge dip. So glad I didn't have a lot of money into it, but yeah, really, I'm really loving seeing the green on the largest positions that I'm holding. So that's very nice. And it was very nice to get those distributions. Now, let's talk about what I got in dividends. Okay, this is my tracker. Some folks wanted to, get a copy of this, or I guess have me give you a tutorial how I created this. This is very simple to create. Maybe I can do a separate video. But really, folks, in the meantime, before I have that video, you can just Google how to use just a simple calculator, like and this is free from Google, so this is just sheets from Google. Now, I don't go crazy into this. I like, this is a simple way for me to keep everything organized. I mean, in my job, like my 9 to 5 job, I use Excel all the time, so it's just natural for me to do the same in here. Now, okay, so week 28, let's talk about what we got in dividends. And if I'm talking too fast, let me know. Basically, week 28, XDT, because I did reduce my position on XDT and QDT, XDT, I got $137 for the week, and this is a weekly pair. QDT, I got $193. Alti, this is the one I beefed up. I'm sorry, I'm reading you. I think I'm reading you the wrong positions here. Okay, right here. So, no, I got this right. Okay, so Alti, I got $2,100. Okay, and that was amazing. Now think about it. Beginning of the week, I had 21,000 shares of Alti, and I got 10 cents for each stock that I owned of Alti. Now, like I said, I've raised this position up to 25,000. So now Alti, if it continues to hold its NAV and it continues to pay 9 to 10 cents, that means I'll be making roughly around $2,500 a week just from Alti. So that's really the experiment, and that's my faith in it. Okay, NVIDIA, I got $542. Now, as you can see back here, I don't have NVIDIA anymore in here. One of the reasons was, again, this is a monthly payer, and it's solely focused on one underlier. This is one of the reasons I like Ulti, because it's holding over 100 positions that they're doing these options on, and it's a weekly pair. So I feel like I can have more control over it. So I got my dividend and I got out. I don't know if I should have held on to it or not, but that was the decision that I made. Next one, PLTY. This is on Palantir. I got $658. Again, I sold my Plady position. If you think I'm stupid, please leave the comments. Okay, that's really what I got. I just got payments from these 5 ETFs, and I got over $3,700 for the week. Now, if we take the average, since I've had most of the money invested, let's see here. This is a 6-week average. You can't see it because my face is in the way, but it's saying that I'm averaging roughly around $3,088 per week. Now, if you extrapolate that over the course of 52 weeks, so 52 times 3088, that's roughly $160,000 that I'm on track to make from this portfolio. Now, again, this I'm always looking at the total return. So if my NAV goes down, if you start seeing all this being red, I have to account that. I have to account the losses, what I've put into it, and what I'm taking out over the course of the year. So far we're in the green and we're doing great. And yeah, so that's really what I got on week 28, and it's been great. Now next week, okay, so next week we got we're just gonna get payment from, let's see here. Yeah, so we're gonna get payment from BTCI next week. That's a payer next week, and we're gonna get payment from Alti, QDT, and XDT. So those 4 we should be seeing a payment on. Now I hope to get another 10 cents on Alti, and it's it's amazing that I was able to get into 25,000 shares. Again, I hope this NAV continues to stay up. This is really the gamble here. Is Alti any different now that they've redone how they manage this fund? If you got into Alti at the beginning, March 1st, 2024, you got into $20, you lost a lot of money. Ever since they redid how they did their options back in March, and we went through the tariffs, and it's slowly going sideways and up, and that's what I'm betting on. I'm betting on this stability and for them to be able to do a good job for us to profit. So if you like Alti, please leave a comment below. If you think I'm making a huge mistakes, I want to hear your comments as well. Now, again, my margin is a little bit high. I'd like to lower this position, and I'm also thinking about, should I be putting more money into this? So let me know what you think. I think we're going to wrap up the video on this. I don't want to make it too long, but thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next week on some more updates on what's happening. So take care, folks.